Hello everyone, my name is Miss Edwards and I'm here to talk to you today about teaching phonics in reception and what this looks like. So today we're going to look at what phonics teaching looks like in reception, what are the expectations that we have on children in reception, and how you can support them at home. So in reception we continue using the read writing programme. In nursery, they start to look at the read writing programme and they start to listen to sounds in words they can hear, and they start to play games which introduce them to those initial sounds in words. In reception, we start to look at set one sounds. So we look at the letters that represent that initial sound that they heard in nursery. So here are the set one sounds. So we can see that each letter has a picture and a rhyme, and this helps the children remember the sound and supports them with their letter formation. So here we can see we've got the ah, and it has an apple as its picture. It helps children remember that apple has the sound in it. And it also has the rhyme around the apple and down the leaf. When we teach the children to write the letter, we say that rhyme. So the children get used to forming that letter correctly. In reception, we look at the simple speed sound chart. This is where we have all of those simple sounds in one chart, and they're split up into stretchy sounds, bouncy sounds, then at the bottom we've got vowel sounds that are bouncy and vowel sounds that are stretchy. A stretchy sound is a sound that you can stretch for as long as you can hold your breath. So this first one is the sound, and I can stretch that sound for however long I can hold my breath. Whereas underneath it we have the bouncy sounds. The first sound here is the b, 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 b. It bounces along as we say it. We remind children of a bouncy ball. When we say these letters, we bounce them. In reception, children are taught that first representation for the sound. They will learn one way to say that sound. So it's really important for children to continue to practice all of these set one sounds. And most importantly is that they are saying them as pure sounds. A pure sound is when you pronounce each letter sound clearly. You're not adding additional sounds to the ending. For example, you're saying f, not f. It's really important that you pick this up as soon as you are teaching phonics with your child and you're learning these sounds at home. When your child comes to spelling words, if they are adding additional sounds onto the letters, they will write and spell the word incorrectly. So how do we say those set one sounds? We're going to watch this video now to show us how we say all of those set one sounds and how we're making sure that we are saying the pure sounds.
These are the set one sounds. These are the stretchy sounds. These are the bouncy sounds. B, k, k, d, g, h, j, p, qu, ch, w, x, y, ch, a, e, o, a.
Okay, so hopefully that showed you how we say those sounds as pure sounds, and you could see how they were not adding the at the end when they were saying those letters. So in reception, children practice all of the set one sounds frequently. They practice it at the start of every lesson, and they use flashcards to practice those sounds. So here we've got a video of some children completing a read writing lesson and practicing the flashcards at the start. So that is the start of a read writing lesson in reception. So you can see they go through those flashcards to make sure that they're really familiar with those set one sounds, and they do that every single day. They also do it throughout the day. As children are learning, they might show them some flashcards just to embed that new sound into their daily learning. Children are also introduced to Fred. Children know a little bit about Fred from their nursery if they come to our nursery here, but if not, we introduce them to Fred. Now, Fred is a frog that helps us to read. He sounds out words for us, and then the children blend those words, those sounds together. For example, Fred might say k, a, t, and the children have to work out what Fred is saying. Children then move on to sounding out those words themselves. We call this Fred talking. Children will be shown a word and they sound out each of those sounds and blend them together to read the word. Here's a video from a read writing lesson in reception where children are using Fred Talk to read the words.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Great, everyone. Excellent, Harry. Sounding out. Well done. Fantastic. You're doing so well. And lastly, special friends. Excellent, everybody. Round of applause. You do a round of applause.
So there you can see the children using their sounds that they have learned and blending the words together to read that simple word. So what are the expectations? By the end of reception, we would want children to be in a read writing purple group. On the left of this phonics overview chart, you can see the different colours in read writing. When children start reception, they are learning those set one sounds. When they are ready to Fred talk and read simple CVC words, they move on to Red group and they start to read books. From that Red group, they move on to Green and will hopefully finish in Purple by the end of reception. So here is a phonics assessment that we use to assess which level the children will be in. The children complete a read-writing assessment at the end of every half term. They will have 6 assessments throughout their reception year. Here's an example of one of the assessments. We have a green group box at the top and a purple group box at the bottom. Next to that green group box, there's a little frog. And here we can see some words that we would expect children to Fred talk, sounding out each sound and blending them together. Underneath the Fred, there's a little alien. In reception, children are also introduced to alien words. Alien words are a group of letters that still follow our phonics rules, but they don't mean anything. Children are taught to read these alien words so we can check they can apply that phonics understanding in lots of different situations. So, to make sure they are in green group, they are expected to read these CVCC words and alien words. To be in purple group, they start to look at what we call Fred in your head. Next to that purple group box, you can see Fred is in a thought bubble. Children have to sound out those words just like they did when they were Fred talking, but this time they are going to be doing it in their heads. So they would sound out each sound, blend it in their heads and say the word. So how can you support at home? Well, it's really important that you read your child reading books and have time for that story time at home. In reception, your child will come home with a reading storybook and a read-writing book, but only when they are ready. If your child has not been given a read-writing storybook yet, they are still practicing those set 1 sounds. We would encourage you to carry on practicing those sounds at home with your child. You can make some flashcards with the sounds on, or you can come back to this video and watch how we say the sounds. Practice those with your child. It's also really important that the children practice reading those simple CVC words and the CVCC words. They are the words that have 4 letter sounds in them. You can practice them using a range of websites and online games. A few are listed below. We have a website called Phonics Play. This has got lots of really fun games that your child can do at home. They are very quick and easy, and they help children keep practicing those words that they are learning in school. There's also a website called Top Marks. If you click on the 3 to 5 year games, there'll be lots of games with those set 1 sounds and simple words that your child can read and practice. As a school, we also have a subscription to Reading Eggs. Your child will be given a Reading Eggs login to take home with them. Reading Egg is a great way for your child to continue to practice saying those set one sounds and reading simple words. Your teacher can assign tasks for your child to do, and your child will practice saying those pure sounds through that program. So please do make sure you're logging on and using our Reading Egg subscription. So thank you so much for listening. Hopefully this has given you a little bit of an insight into what phonics looks like in reception. I've been Miss Edwards talking to you. If you need to know anything more about phonics, please do feel free to email the school office and forward it to me, and I will try and answer all of your questions. Your reception teachers are also there to help you, so do not hesitate to ask us anything, and we will always try and help. Thank you for listening.